All right, we are live with the show. We are in week 4, ladies and gentlemen. The season is quickly going by, sadly. But however, we are in week 4. We got a big day ahead of us. We always locked in. My name is CFB Season. I am the host of the Saturday morning college football game day talk show. Here in a little bit, I'm going to be getting my co hosts up in the show. But yeah, man, we got a big day. We got a lot of things to talk about. A good slate. Teams are finally maybe starting to play somebody. Teams are starting to enter conference play. We're gonna start finding out a good bit about some teams today. Yeah. So with that being said, let's jump into the show. I want to bring in my one of my co-hosts, CFB Talk. Hey, what's up, Chris? Man, hey,
What's
welcome to the show, man. Welcome to the show.
up, man? Ready for the games.
Oh yeah. So let's jump into my Heisman talk real quick. Here we go. Hey, so
See.
I had dropped Carson Beck all the way down to 10 after last week.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't
Um,
blame you. He still has some opportunities to jump up, but I
yeah,
think after last week's performance, he's knocked down a lot. So,
I,
and he should be.
yeah, I know it's early in the year and we're only in week 4, but I would say no one really separated themselves yet. Cam Ward, I would say, is probably the swaggiest player right now. Jalen
Yeah.
Mil- Jalen Milroe's been really efficient. Um, Ashton Jennings, he had a bye week last week, so that's why I didn't move him up. But Travis Hunter, he's going both ways, and Jackson Dart, man, he's been lighting up the box every week, but he hasn't really played anybody yet. So that's how my top tens looking. Y'all got any thoughts on this top 10 right here?
I like where you had Jalen.
Jalen Milroe,
Yeah, I think he had a really good game against Wisconsin.
he did. I think he had two on the ground and two through the air.
Yeah.
He might get that every week almost the way
Yeah.
they're using him.
Yeah, he's gonna have a big opportunity
I
next
did,
week against Georgia.
yeah, I did put Arch just because he balled out and he got a lot of hype and momentum.
Yeah.
We'll see how that moves forward. But yeah, that's how my Heisman watch is looking for week 4.
Yeah, I like it. Nico has a good chance tonight, even though I don't think Oklahoma's that good. But it,
Yes, he has a good chance because it's national television again
yeah,
and it's game day.
Yeah,
The
so I was
whole
gonna say he could definitely jump into the conversation with a good game today. I think I think it'll be an interesting game though. I think there's questions about both teams, so I think that'll be. I know we'll talk more about that one later, but yeah, I think he could jump into the conversation with a good game today against Oklahoma.
All right, so the first thing I want to talk about is Texas is starting Arch Manning today. Ewers is I don't know how long he's out for. Is it just 1 week or is it's a couple weeks?
I
Y'all know
think they said it was a week by week
week by
thing.
week. So Arch
Yeah,
Manning is getting his first start today, and I know the Texas staff is, and they still very high on Ewers, and he has a lot of experience. Um, what happens if Arch balls out and runs away with it? Does he have a chance to keep going with this starting job, or y'all think the staff's just going to trust the experience and just go back to Ewers when he comes back?
I think it's Ewer's job if slash when he comes back. I mean, unless it's like 6 weeks from now, but it doesn't seem like it's the case. If he's week from week, it's probably 2 to 3 weeks. I think it's Ewer's job. I mean, an exception would be like, I have to look exactly at Texas's schedule to see when all their big games come up and stuff. But I don't see them switching at this point.
I think I would agree with that. I think if it's week by week, I don't see it. I think Arch is gonna. I mean, Quinn will
Who y'all,
get the job back.
Yeah, I
who y'all,
mean, okay, so they
who y'all
got
who y'all think's the better player?
I do think it's Arch long term.
Okay. So you think
yeah,
the experience is probably going to be hindering this decision, huh?
I mean, Quinn's good though. Like I'm not knocking him. He's really good.
yeah. I was gonna say I still feel like I haven't seen enough from March to make the call. And the reality is, I mean, even if so they got Louisiana Monroe
Mhm.
today. That's next week, Mississippi State, both at home. I don't think, I don't know that either of those games tell you enough about Arch. I would think, I
Now
mean, my take on those kind of games when you're playing a weaker opponent is the most important thing is, are your guys limiting mistakes? And so I think, if Arch comes out and doesn't throw an interception across those two games and is, 70% completion percentage, no interceptions, then I think you can say, okay, he hit the minimum threshold to say, okay, maybe he could be in contention. But I don't know that there's anything he could do in those games to prove he's number one.
Okay.
That's just my thought. Now the third game would be Oklahoma. Is there a bye in there or no?
I think there is a bye.
Yeah, there's a bye in there. So I mean, that'd have to be. We're looking at 4 weeks out now. So now, once again, if like I said, if you was out long term, that could be that could be where things change. So we're 4 weeks out from Oklahoma because I think that'd be the first test on a quarterback. But once again, we'll learn more about that today, I think. So that's my thoughts on that one.
I mean,
So
y'all seen Dan Mullen is calling the Florida Mississippi State game?
oh gosh, I had
I
not
tell,
seen that.
I tell you what, that's gonna be hilarious, man. What side? I wonder if he's gonna pick a side. Deep down in his heart.
uh,
Deep down in
I
his heart.
think I think deep down he's wanting everything to go bad for Florida.
Yeah,
Deep down in his heart,
probably so.
Did you
maybe he gets
see,
a job back. Who knows?
or did y'all see the
He got.
video? He did
He
an
got.
interview and said that he had told Florida when they fired him that they should hire Lane Kiffin.
Oh, I seen that. I seen that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I seen that. Well, speaking of Lane Kiffin, do y'all think the Florida job is a lateral move from Ole Miss, or do y'all see the Florida job as an upgrade for Kiffin? That's
If I
that's a
Oh
good
yeah, that's a good question.
discussion. That's a
Yeah,
good
that's a good question. For me personally, if I'm Lane, if Florida could guarantee me that everything's aligned, like the administration, the boosters, everybody, like they all got their crap together and it's all aligned and they're going to stay out of the way and all that, I would go to Florida. But if I got any hint that there's still like a lot of dysfunction and all that, I'd just stay at Ole Miss.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any insider information on it or anything, but from what I've seen, there's an administrative issue across the board at Florida, starting with Strickland up at the top, and so I think if you know that those impediments are going to be there, and those things are going to stop you from doing what you want to do, I don't know too. Like I said, I don't know too much about what goes on at these athletic programs and things like that, but I'd say between the way Kiffin kind of acts and the way the NIL is going, it seems as though Ole Miss is letting Kiffin run the show as he wants, and um, and he's making it work. And then to go to Florida and have to fight administration and things like that at a program that's already basically below 500. I don't know how you turn that around if you're having to fight the administration too.
It's tough. It's tough. And I would say with the day of the NIL and the transfer portal, it's a lot easier to help take over programs. But man, like, do you want to do that? Do you want to?
And
That's
also with the calendar, that I mean, you got the early signing period before the conference championship games, and then I think you miss the portal window too, or something. Like, there's an opportunity you won't get to hire a coach till after the national championship.
that's too
Yeah, you
late.
can't hire a playoff coach now. I mean,
That's
Yeah,
late. That's too late.
yeah,
I know.
unless your team's also in the play.
Yeah,
I don't see how you fire someone and then hire a coach that's like like a playoff caliber coach. Now, granted, the reality is a lot of those hires don't happen that often. There'd be some exceptions, like for things like I mean, obviously, obvious exceptions are like with the whole DeBoer and Saban, thing. Like 2 playoff coaches, one retires, you pull the other one. Like that's a different scenario. Saban wasn't fired. And then you could also end up in weird scenarios where you have like a, I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't know. Like if someone wants to go grab Liberty's coach and let's say they make the playoff, like what do you do in that scenario? My thought is you probably have the conversations beforehand and under the table, you're like, hey, this is our coach. Once they lose in the first round or something, we'll announce it. But
Yeah, and you got to think of the family dynamics too. I think Kiffin wanted the Auburn job, but from a lot of the reporting, his kids didn't want to leave Ole Miss. I know his daughter goes to Ole Miss.
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
thing. That
true.
your family has to move with you if you take a new staff and all that stuff as well. Hey, we had a lot of teams on a bye week last week. Ohio State was on a bye. Clemson was on a bye. They had a few other teams on a bye. So it's good to see them back. I tell you what, it's a game that teams are fighting for some momentum as A&M or no, my bad, it's Arkansas and Auburn. This game right here,
Yeah,
these teams are dying for some momentum right here.
that's a big game. Big
That's a
game for them too.
big game. Yeah, big game for those programs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that's a big one there. Let's see. I was gonna pull up.
This matchup is very interesting to me. Bowling Green at A&M. Bowling Green's coming off a bye. I don't know if y'all remember, but Bowling Green challenged Penn State really, really tough. Bowling Green's quarterback is Connor Bazelak or whatever, isn't it? How you pronounce it? He's a pretty decent quarterback. I think Bowling Green's gonna play A&M pretty tough today.
Yeah, I agree.
I think so.
There
Um,
could be something there. I think A&M's defense is too good. I think they're gonna do too much to slow down Bowling Green. I could be wrong there though. I think
I do like Bowling Green coming off a bye.
yeah, that does help. Pull up. And then you had mentioned the Arkansas Auburn game. Yeah, I think that's going to be. Yeah, I think it's a tight one. I think it's a big deal for both teams. Let's see. I mean, okay, so looking at my projections real quick on that one, I mean, that game could decide who can make a bowl game. I've got Arkansas currently projected for 5.3 wins, Auburn for 6.1. And this game's like it's a little in Auburn's favor. So probably like 60-40, say. So if Arkansas could win, that would get them probably to about 5.7, 5.8 projected wins. And then Auburn, if they would lose, would drop below that 6 mark. I said they're at 6.1 right now. So if they win, then Auburn could be, leaning towards, hitting that 6-win mark and above. So that'll be a big one there for both of those teams. Then at Auburn, that'll be a really fun game, I think.
Tell you what, Cal 3-0 at Florida State 0-3. Come on now. Hey, how about Cal's Twitter? Hey, come on.
Hey,
I want to see some really, really petty stuff today. Like really,
yo,
come on, like drop some crazy stuff.
you're gonna see it from me.
What's the line in this one? Please tell me the line.
It is. I got it right here. It is. FSU 2.5.
Yeah, so this is the first game.
Y'all think Florida State pulls this out and beats Cal?
No.
This is the well, so I would say no, but this is the first game that my models actually finally caught up to Florida State, and it's actually picking Cal in this game, if I remember reading it correctly. So because my model's picking Cal, I think Florida State actually will pull it out, just because, I think that's just how it's going this year. The model's wrong all the time. Pick against the model, fade the model. So
I got you.
Um, I was pulling up. Let's see. I was trying to pull up the Bowling Green Penn State game and look at some things there.
I had did a little deep dive on that one. Bowling Green's offense runs a spread. Like his play caller was kind of in his bag for that game. I really like Bowling Green's offense. They run a lot of trips bunch. Um, I think they're gonna play A&M tough today. Hey, look, what's good, Bus? Yes, sir.
Holy shit, I'm so tired. I literally went to bed at like 3:30 last night. Or shit this morning.
Oh yeah, man. I
Oh my
barely
God.
Ready to fucking go now, boys.
Hey, time the shotgun one, dog. Straight to the dome.
Yeah.
What's some low key matchups y'all looking for today, or like what's something y'all want to jump into?
A real underrated one. Hold on, let me pull up my Twitter. An under the radar game, Toledo at Western Kentucky. I think it's a very under the radar game. Now Toledo's got a little more attention on them after a big win last week. But I mean, Toledo, with the way their schedule pans out, is in the running for a playoff spot, for that Group of 5 playoff spot, especially with all the commotion that's kind of going on with some of the other teams. Like, for example, I've got Boise State as the projected best Group of 5 team, but I think I'm projecting them below 9 wins now, or at 9 wins, something like that. Their schedule just hasn't worked out in their favor, or isn't going to work out in their favor, despite them being the best team. Then you got Liberty as probably the favorite, because there's a solid chance they run the table or go 11-1 or 12-1 with the championship game, things like that. But in that list, Toledo's a little bit on the lower end in terms of quality, but in terms of their projected win total, I've got them a little bit on the higher end. So they go to Western Kentucky today. Western Kentucky's not a great team. They're really kind of playing for a bowl spot. This game can help them get to that 6-win total. And really, I think Toledo finds ways to score. They find ways to get into the end zone. I think that makes the difference there. So I think Toledo wins the game, but I think it's an under the radar game there.
So Toledo's 3-0. Western Kentucky's 2-1 with only an L to Alabama. 31, 40.
I think it's. I don't know if it's in the ones to watch scenario. I'd have to look at what the other competition is at that time slot, but it's probably one to keep an eye on. Keep an eye on the score. If things start to get a little weird late, throw it on in the fourth quarter there.
Gotcha. What about you, Chris? What's a low key matchup you're looking at, maybe?
I'm kind of looking. I don't think it'll happen, but I'm paying attention to that South Florida Miami game. You know,
South Florida played Alabama tough.
yeah, that's why I'm really paying attention to that one. I think Miami's gonna win, probably gonna win big, but I'll definitely keep an eye on that one for the upset.
Miami's currently a 17-point favorite. It's at South Florida.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't shock me if they pulled it off. I mean, hell, they almost beat Alabama.
No, I agree. I think Miami's playing with too much confidence right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the offense is going to be tough to stop today.
Yeah, when I was looking into that game, one of the shocking things, if I remember right, South Florida ain't really been that explosive in the passing game. So they'll have to be pretty explosive to pull that upset off.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. Let's jump into our big game picks today. I can't go too long with the show, so let's jump into it. Chris, you got the list pulled up?
Yeah. Well, actually, I got it written down.
Yeah.
Which one you want to go first? Does it matter?
Let's go in the time order.
Okay. I think that would be. Sorry, my bad. I wasn't prepared on that.
I got pulled up here.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
First one, Tulane, Louisiana.
Ooh, let's go. Hey, first one, Tulane, Louisiana. Man, this one's gonna be a fun one. I think Tulane's battle tested. Tulane played really two good teams to start the year. Louisiana's coming off a bye. It's at Louisiana. I'm going with Tulane with this one. I think I like Tulane being more battle tested. I trust them in this matchup. Now Louisiana's coming off a bye, and it's going to be a very rowdy crowd probably. I'm really curious to see what Boot has on this one. But give me Tulane on this one. I'm riding with the wave.
I gotta get off mute. I'll go next, I guess. Yeah, I've got Tulane kind of with the edge offensively across the board in this game. I think there's a lot of question marks in this game, I think, in terms of, or really based on the fact that this will be basically the first game of a peer for both teams. Both teams played an FCS game, and then the Cajuns played Kennesaw State, who's effectively more or less still an FCS team, just making that transition up recently. And then Tulane played Kansas State and Oklahoma. Now, they played both those teams close, fell short in both of them. So I think that's kind of where, where people are leaning on Tulane. Like, look, they're up there with those teams. They're in that range of things. The model really likes Tulane to move the ball better across the board, rushing, passing, early downs. The biggest gap of things being in the passing game. Honestly, I think there'll be a decent bit of offense in this game. I think it'll be a really fun game. I think so the biggest gap comes in the passing game. I think a lot of it too is going to be big plays. I think at the end of the day, whoever makes more big plays is going to win this game. I think it's going to be one of those type of games. So look for those big plays. I think Tulane's better at generating those plays. But as I mentioned, it's a little hard to tell with the level of competition everyone's played. So I think that's really where it'll come down to. I think Tulane makes a couple more big plays, finds the end zone a couple more times because of that. But I think it'll be fun. I think we'll see some 30, 40, 50-yard, breakout plays in this game. I think it'll be a really fun game.
I think Tulane's going to be more hungry, and I like Tulane's wide receivers.
Yeah, let's just real quick, I guess, on it. I've got Tulane by 4.3 points. And as I mentioned, I think the main thing too, big plays, and then I think Louisiana might struggle to get Tulane off the field, force those punts, things like that. But I think there'll be a decent bit of points in this game.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Tulane. I pretty much agree with everything y'all said. I think they're more battle tested, and I'll be honest, I haven't watched much Louisiana. That's why I was glad Boot went before me. So,
I mean, as I mentioned, the Cajuns hadn't played anyone of like equal competition yet. It's been Kennesaw State and FCS team, so there hadn't been too much to watch and gauge from them yet.
Boo, you going to the game?
No, I'm not going to make it out there.
Where'd those balloons come from? Did you see that?
You seen that?
Yeah,
balloons popping up.
You fucking with this season? Or
Yeah,
my
New feature. Every time we make a pic, balloons pop up on the screen.
It's my birthday, dog. No.
Sorry, go ahead, Chris. We all cut you off, and then the balloons.
Bro, where's the balloons from, dog?
No, that's it. I'm going Tulane.
Yeah.
Buzz, who you got, man?
Yeah, I'm going Tulane. When we picked this game, I'm like, oh shit, because same reasons that all of you are kind of going with Tulane. They're battle tested and everything. But I think that's a little bit scary sometimes too, because you think of Tulane like that, and then they had come out in a game like this, rivalry game, and they shit the bed. It feels like one of those games where you kind of trust your eyes and you're like, all right, Tulane is pretty damn good, but then they come out and they don't play to the level that they played at in those two big games that we saw them play. So yeah, I'm gonna go Tulane, but I have zero confidence in that.
I like the in-state. In-state, you should be able to get up for an in-state opponent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that it's an in-state game. I think these need to occur more often.
All right, what's next?
Next one, USC Michigan.
USC Michigan. USC coming off a bye, right? I think.
Yep.
USC coming off a bye. Michigan has a new quarterback change. That quarterback was god awful who they're rolling with, so they made a move. To me, I like Michigan's defense. Their offense is just not explosive at all, and we're gonna see with this new quarterback change how they look. I like Donovan Edwards, the back, and I like the old line, but I think I'm gonna go with Miller Moss and USC's play calling to take advantage here and there and get some opportunities to score, even at the big house in a rowdy environment. I'm taking USC to win this game, and I kind of feel a little confident about this pick too. I'm going with USC in this one.
Yeah, I wanted. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Boot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this one. Okay, so this one's got. So I've got USC as the 12th best team in the country. Michigan as the 16th best team. I think it's still a little behind on Michigan, so I think Michigan's a little lower. Despite Michigan being not as good of a team, the model likes them by 3 points. But when I start digging into the reasons, I'm actually going to pick USC in this one. Michigan likes, or the model likes Michigan to slow down USC's rushing attack. It's saying 3.6, but I might have said that backwards. But USC is pretty explosive running the ball. They make some big plays running. I think they do that today. I still like Michigan's defense a lot. I don't think it's like falling apart or anything. But I'm going to go USC in this one. I think they figure it out. I think this is a real close one, but I think they get the job done. The concern could be turnovers. I think that could be the difference if Michigan pulls this one out, but I'm going USC.
So USC had a bye week. You know damn well they're gonna hit them with some wrinkles they didn't see on film. Michigan's about to see some packages and some. I like Lincoln Riley, one of the best play callers. Miller Moss only got 2 touchdown passes, dog. What? I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. They need to let him cook.
Yeah. Yeah,
Miller
I think
Moss
I'm gonna.
Touchdown passes, dog.
Yeah, it's how many?
2.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
I didn't
wild.
know. Yeah. He's too good to only have.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go USC. I almost wanted to pick Michigan, but as I thought it was gonna be closer against Texas because of the defense, and then they got pretty shredded against Texas. And so I just think USC's a better team. I think offense, defense. Michigan's offense is so bad. I am curious to see how the quarterback change goes. I know they're going to probably, with him being a running threat, they're probably going to lean into that with the run game. But I think USC's going to win it.
This is a must win for USC. For the playoff picture, this is a must win. Like,
I think for both.
Yeah.
I think Michigan's in a must win scenario. Even if they end up not in the playoff picture, let's say even if they hit 8 games, I think they're in a must win just to. I think they need that signature win this year, even if they miss the playoffs. They need to say, okay, we missed the playoffs, but we beat, a top 15 USC team or something like that. They need that signature win, I think.
I still think they lost too much, man, after that championship year, man. Like, that's a lot of attrition.
Yeah. I did find this stat when I was looking up stuff. And it's a pretty crazy one. In 12 games, when the opponent has operated 2 tight end formation at least 30% of the time, USC is 6-6.
And Michigan's going to be hitting them with a lot of a lot of double tight ends.
That's a really interesting one.
Yeah. So I thought that was like you said, that's going to be Michigan's plan. 2 tight ends.
Bus, what you got, man?
Yep. I'm going Michigan.
Yeah, let's go.
I think the quarterback change is going to be everything they need. Michigan so far -8 in the turnover battle, which is insane through 3 games. I think we see just a completely different team. It's hard with Michigan because, yeah, like we've talked about, they've lost so much. But I just feel like this quarterback change is going to be just kind of the thing that flips it all on its head. And everything we've seen about Michigan so far is not going to be what we're going to see going forward.
So do y'all think the matchup is Michigan's offense versus USC's defense here?
I think so, yeah.
So let me ask you this: how many points does USC need to score to win this one? How much do you think they need to put up on Michigan?
Y'all said Michigan's offense versus USC's defense?
Probably so. I feel like that'd probably be the matchup because it's the weakness versus the weakness.
I'm going to go the other way around, and I'll let you ask your question again after. I'm going to go the other way around because I think if Michigan wants to be in this game, it needs to be a lower scoring game. I think they need to keep USC down. I think if Michigan wants to win, I think it needs to be 27-24 max.
Yes.
I don't think Michigan can win a 35-28 game, something like that. So I'm thinking Michigan needs to keep the score down. So I think I think the pressure's on Michigan's defense even more than the offense. Because I also think this is the team that runs through Michigan's defense. I mean, the Michigan season's going to go as their defense goes, I think. Unless the new quarterback comes in and turns the offense around. But
I think it's going to be low scoring. I think it's going to be low scoring, especially in the first half.
Yeah, I would say probably if USC can score 31, I think that's kind of the baseline. If they score 31, they're winning.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be looking at Miller Moss, man. I want to see how he looks against Michigan's defense.
Yeah, he's looked definitely impressive. Anything else on that one?
I feel like we hit that one pretty solid.
Next one, Georgia Tech, Louisville.
Okay, this was the toughest one for me this week. Louisville's coming off a bye. Louisville's 2-0. Georgia Tech's 2-1.
Yeah,
I think so.
Georgia Tech lost. What, it was a Syracuse, the heartbreaker. It was a close one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I do think Georgia Tech's improved. They running the ball really well. Their offense is really improved. Louisville's I don't know. I don't got too much on Louisville. I know they got a good coach. Is the quarterback still Jack Plum? What's his name?
Tyler Shaw or Shaw, however the fuck you say it.
What's his stats looking like right now through 2 weeks?
Yeah, he's looked pretty impressive so far.
And this game is where?
At Louisville.
Yeah,
at Louisville. Man, I'm gonna pick Louisville in this one. This is a game that I would say, just like how we said with the Arkansas and the Auburn game, this is a very big momentum for the programs for the season. I'm going with Louisville here. Yeah, I'm gonna ride with Louisville in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Louisville also. Georgia Tech's pass defense is really bad. I think Louisville's gonna be able to pass it all over the place. But I am curious about this game because when I looked it up, Louisville played the 71st ranked team in FCS. This is according to S&P Plus, and the 122nd team in FBS. So they haven't really been tested. So this will be a really good test for them against Georgia Tech, who's faced Florida State, Syracuse.
Now, do y'all know the? Let me ask y'all this: did Louisville lose a lot from last year? I know they had a pretty impressive season last year. Louisville, did they lose a good bit of returning starters, or they brought back a lot? Because if they brought back a lot, they should be pretty solid for this matchup.
I honestly can't remember. I'd have to look. Any of y'all know?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I don't even remember who the quarterback was last year.
Jack.
I think it was.
Plummer.
Yeah, Jack Plummer. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tyler.
Jack Plummer.
Sure.
I know a lot of like, and I don't know what Boots model says, but like a lot of other ones are it like Louisville's one of the teams that are looking to be in the ACC championship. I seen one model that had Louisville and Miami.
How y'all feel about Clemson? The rest of the season, ACC. I think they still got a chance to
Oh,
Definitely.
I think Clemson still got a chance. Yeah.
Oh
They're
yeah.
still on a run. They need to. We need to see them against a couple more good teams. They play NC State this week. That's not going to tell us a lot. That team's the wheels have fallen off at NC State, but
Yeah.
I don't think they were ever screwed on.
Mhm.
So I think Clemson. I think Clemson wins today, and we still have question marks, but I think ultimately Clemson ends up in a good place.
Could easily see him go 11-1, and with that schedule.
Yeah, that line jumps. It's 19.5 right now. Open at 16.5.
Yeah, I've got it at 15.9, which is I think respectable with the opening line. But yeah, I think the model still understates or overstates NC State a little bit probably.
What's this line? The Louisville Georgia Tech. What's this line?
Louisville -10.
Yeah, give me
-10.
Give me Louisville here.
Dang.
Give me Louisville.
I didn't expect it to be that big.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that big either. I've got Louisville -2 in my model. I think there's going to be a good bit of offense in this game, a good bit of points. I've got Louisville and Georgia Tech both with pretty positive yards per play. 6, but also close. 6.1, 6.2. Rushing 4.7, 4.8. Early down performance nearly identical. Things like that. I've got the difference in this one for me is coming down to Louisville. Well, man, yeah, probably like one drive difference. So yeah, I think this is this. Yeah, so this is it. So kind of a one drive difference in this game. And the question I think will be. So the model likes Louisville's chance for a field goal percentages per drive to be up a little bit higher, and their touchdown percentage per drive to be up a little bit higher, but it's got it at a 2-point game. So this really could come down to a missed or made field goal at some point in this game. With the amount of scoring and stuff, this could be like Louisville's first drive. They could go down, miss a 40-yard field goal, and that ends up being the difference in this game.
Good. I'm looking at some stats right here. Louisville has a running back by committee approach, man. They got 3 backs already over 100 yards. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 backs with a touchdown. They spread in the love with their backs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely spreading it around with the backs. Now receiving.
Ja'Cory Brooks is the standout.
Yeah, it's Brooks. Now they do a decent job between. Brooks gets the attention, but Thompson and Bell have decent bit of yards there. But once again, they're not getting a lot of targets. And then you also consider in the competition that I'll be curious to see how much of Louisville's offense relies on Brooks. I guess in passing at least. I think their rushing offense is going to be pretty good. But is their passing reliant on Brooks? Because if their passing is reliant on Brooks, and if they can slow that down, if Georgia Tech can slow that down, now you're putting all the pressure on the running backs, who, as we mentioned, they've got like 4 good running backs, but are any of them good enough to win a game?
Yeah, so I do like Georgia Tech's offense. I agree with Chris said. Georgia Tech's defense, man. I feel like if Louisville loses this, it's going to be more in Louisville than Georgia Tech's defense is making plays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I'm taking Louisville. Same reason to y'all. The only way I see Georgia Tech winning this game is if Louisville turns it over Let's go 3 times, 2 or 3 times. Yeah, I've been really impressed with them. Coming off of a bye week 2, so we'll see. We'll see what they got this week. This will be kind of a good measuring stick game for them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say I think this one's gonna be closer. I mean, like, are you not sold on what Georgia Tech can do offensively?
Oh no, I'm not questioning their offense at all. I think
I
they're
guess
gonna
maybe
have
more of Bus, because he was saying that
Mhm.
it's going to be relying on turnovers. You don't think Georgia Tech's offense is good enough to be consistent enough to put up points?
That I think they're with Haynes King. They're just too one dimensional with that, and I think Louisville's defense can kind of key in on that and be able to limit those big plays there. I think they're gonna make him beat them with his arm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah,
But
that'll
yeah,
definitely be something to watch.
yeah. I still think it'll be a close game, but
Yeah, it should be a close game probably. Georgia Tech's really improved. They played well so far in the season too.
Anything else on that one?
Chris, anything else on this one?
No, I'm ready.
All right. Next one, we got 2 more. Utah, Oklahoma State.
Utah, Oklahoma. Hey, what's the what's the deal in Rising? Tell me.
Did the line put back?
Is he playing?
I have no idea because Kyle Whittingham's gonna lie. So
hey, y'all don't hate me, but hey, look, hey, if he plays, I'm picking Utah. If he doesn't, I'm going out of the way, dog.
ESPN showed it as Utah -1 this morning.
I seen that.
Man, this one.
Someone confirm or watch. I got it.
Yeah, it's still sitting there. And -1.
So Utah was my preseason Big 12 pick. In it. I do not feel too confident if Rising's not playing. I don't think they're gonna win if Rising doesn't play. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my chips in the bag that he plays, and I'm gonna still ride with my guns here. Give me Utah in a very, very competitive game. Now the thing, what concerns me about OK State, man, this is the battle of the 7th-year starters, dog. Wait, yeah. Alan Bowman, how y'all feel about Bowman?
I mean, I did find out that he's 23rd in QBR. I thought that was interesting. I didn't think he would be ranked that high in QBR. I mean, he's getting the job done because one of the more shocking things about Oklahoma State is that their O-line was supposed to be their biggest strength, and Ollie Gordon coming back. They are 127th in rushing success rate. And for anybody that don't know, there's 131 teams. So they're like at the bottom. So I mean, he's getting the job done when the run game sucks. This is the kind of game that I don't think he'll be able to get to be the one to win the game. You're gonna have to get Ollie Gordon going and get the run game going. He's only getting 3.5 yards per carry, which that's just shocking.
That's insane.
And because of that, I'm gonna pick Utah. I did just look it up. According to USA Today, this was 3 hours ago. Cam Rising is expected to return Saturday, so he is expected to play.
Dude, Oklahoma State hasn't given up a sack yet this year.
Yeah, I think their pass pro is really good. It's just the run blocking.
Ollie Gordon, 62 carries, 216 yards. He probably got that all in week 1 too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of that too was, what he had 1 or 2 real big plays against Arkansas, but then outside of that, it was, hit the line and go down.
Who got the better defense in this matchup?
Wait, what'd you say?
Who got the better defense? Utah?
I think Utah. And I think that's where my model leans on things. I think it likes, Chris pointed it out. It likes Oklahoma State to struggle running the ball. It's got it Oklahoma State at 3.5 yards per carry.
Mhm.
It
That's not good. That's not good then, bro. That's not
it
good.
has Oklahoma State a hair below average on early downs, but then Utah's only a hair above average. So
I think Utah should probably hit him with some tempo on this one.
I think that's an interesting thought because what's the over under on this one? Because I feel that this is a low scoring game, 61 and a half.
I'm seeing 53 and a half.
Oh wow.
Well, okay, that's a big difference than what I'm seeing here.
I mean,
53 and a half.
Yeah, that's low. That's low.
Oh, wait, hold on. I pulled up the wrong game. I was on the wrong line. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I think this is a lower scoring game, so I think tempo could be an answer because if Utah can, I think this will be similar to kind of what we were saying with the USC Michigan game. I think this is a threshold that you're going to try to hit, and it might be 31 again, kind of like we were saying for that game too. I think if you can get to 31 points, you should win this one.
Mm-hmm. It's at Oklahoma State. That makes it a little interesting.
I think that's why my model is favoring Oklahoma State in this one, despite their struggles running the ball. And then, man, I think you bring Rising back. But now the question is so yeah, Rising plays, but is he 80%? Is he 100%? You know, I think that's where the question is. I think without Rising, Utah's not that great of a team. So you say, okay, Rising's playing, but what level is he at? Is he at Cam Rising level, or is this something else?
It's a hand
I
injury.
think there's lots of questions in this one. I think it'll be a good game. I think it'll be interesting. I'm going to go. Let's see. Rising's playing. Let's just say that. I mean, even if it adds a point different from what the model's saying, then yeah, I'll go Utah on this one on the road.
Bus, what you thinking?
Yep, I'm gonna go Utah as well. This one is so difficult. Oklahoma State. I feel like every year they're one of those teams where you don't know what you're gonna get every single week. They look good, really good one week, and then they look like they've never played football the next.
Yeah.
What's that?
Ollie Gordon.
Yeah. Him so far, I don't have any answers to any of that. Like I don't. His stats should be way better than they are so far. Yeah, I just don't really know.
They selling out on the run.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a really good game. One thing I'm really going to have an eye on is Utah's defense. I know that's kind of been like the staple of them the last couple of years. Watching them a little bit against Utah State and Baylor, to me, just watching it, it didn't seem like they had that the defenses that they've had in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just what I was seeing that day, but I'm really going to have an eye on that today when they go up against Oklahoma State. But yeah, I'm still going to go Utah. But again, it's another one of those where zero confidence in it.
It feels like it could go anyway.
Yeah.
Like if Ollie Gordon pops with the run game today and goes over like 120, 130 on the ground, a couple scores, like, oh shit,
Yeah. Last one we got Tennessee, Oklahoma.
College game day, bro, the big one. This is gonna be a fun one. I want to we got Venables versus Tennessee's offense. I do think Oklahoma's offense is a year away. I think their defense is almost there where they need to be. I don't think their offense is ready for this matchup to compete with Tennessee's offense. Tennessee's offense is too explosive. They don't score too much points. Honestly, I can make an argument that 17 points Tennessee only needs to score to win this game. But we're going to see how Venables tries to scheme and tries to slow down this matchup as much as possible. That's what I'm really looking forward to. I think Venables versus Tennessee's offense. I want to see what he could do to try to slow it down. But holy cow, man, Tennessee's offense. This team is legit. Um, Give me Tennessee here. I think they win this one, and yeah, I'm rolling with the Volunteers.
Um, I'm going Tennessee too. Season, I'm sending you something. I was gonna see if you can put it on the screen.
Yeah, yeah. What's up?
I just sent it to you on Twitter.
Okay.
Um, but Oklahoma 125th in yards per drop back. I just think that their offense is really bad. There it is, right there. That's yeah. Oklahoma's 122nd in 3 and outs, 110th in third downs,
Their offense ain't bad.
117th. Yeah, and that's not stats you want right there when you're facing Tennessee.
No, no. That's why I said I think 17 points wins it for Tennessee, and
Yeah,
they very well score 60.
yeah. And now there's a lot of hype on Oklahoma's defense, and it does look good. Like the defense
Yeah, yeah,
looks good, but
yeah. Venables is a defensive mind coach.
there's only so much the defense can do though in the game today, and you got to
Yeah,
score points.
yeah. And if you ain't scoring
Um,
points, and the defense is just steady going out there, and your morale
yeah,
is gonna get low eventually, and it's gonna crack.
yep, yep. So I got Tennessee, and I want to say they're going to win big. I said that. What game was it? I can't remember, but I said a team was going to win big, and then they didn't. So it'll probably be a 3-point double overtime game now. So, but
Hey,
I got,
if Tennessee wins big
yeah.
here, though, man,
Oh, the hype is going to be, it's going to be big. And I think they deserved it. I know the schedule hasn't been great. They have a 122nd schedule. That's
they
per
don't
S&P Plus.
they don't play Texas, huh?
I don't think so.
Man,
I
the
think their
SEC
two toughest games is Georgia and Bama.
the SEC scheduling they tried to balance that shit out so well.
Yeah. Well, they did a shit job for Georgia, Florida, and because we got it tough.
Yeah, I'm glad LSU don't play Tennessee and Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one, the model's got it like a 1 point or 1 point something in Tennessee's favor. I'm glad it's leaning Tennessee because I think that's where things lean. I I think Oklahoma's an interesting team. I think they are like the epitome of bend don't break on defense. Like there's not a lot impressive defensively except the fact that they stop teams from scoring. And at the end of the day, that's how you win games. I mean, you guys stop the other team from scoring. So I think my concern in this one is going to be Tennessee's explosive passing. I think that's the edge on things. And then kind of late downs too. I think it's going to be hard for Oklahoma. I think it's going to be a balance of Oklahoma getting Tennessee off the field at the right times with the right field position, things like that. Um, man, I think this will be a big test for Oklahoma defense just to see can they find a way to stop Tennessee from scoring because I don't think Oklahoma puts up a lot of points in this game. I mean, have y'all seen anything overly impressive with Oklahoma's offense anywhere? I haven't. So,
Mm-mm.
yeah, I think Tennessee wins this one. The model has it at whatever I said, 1 point something points in Tennessee's favor. I think it goes a little further than that. I don't know that Tennessee runs away with it because I don't see Oklahoma's defense completely falling apart. I think they let some big plays happen. They let a couple drives happen. I don't think it's a blowout, but I don't think this is a 1 point game.
Guess who's the leading rusher for Oklahoma?
Arnold,
Is it really?
quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, what? Wow. That's
yeah.
not good.
They got
Yeah.
they got 4 rushing
Yeah.
touchdowns, and Arnold got 2 of them. Hey,
Mm.
no, no, I disagree, Boot. I think Tennessee might run away with this one. Oklahoma is going to have one of the best defensive performances you're going to see all year if they're going to keep this close.
Yeah. I feel like in this game, I feel like Oklahoma is one of those teams that plays to the level of their competition. We look at, their last 2 weeks, Houston, that I just unacceptable. Only beating them,
Unexplainable, unacceptable.
yeah, only beating them by 4 at home. That the only way you can explain that is they just play to their opponent, and I think that's one reason I think why this line is so close is that they can find it in them to match that level with them. Obviously being in that game and everything too. I'm still going Tennessee until someone can stop them. That they're so dangerous on offense. What really gets overlooked with them too is their defense. Their defense has been solid over the last 3-4 years. It just gets so overshadowed by just the explosiveness of their offense and how they look. But yeah, I'm still gonna go Tennessee. But I'm really gonna be interested to see what Oklahoma is made of.
This is a big game for Josh Heupel. He spent almost his whole career at Oklahoma. This one's going to mean a lot. He's
fired.
He's coming here and he's going to drop a 50 burger on Oklahoma. That's what he wants to do. I can promise you that.
Oh yeah.
When his alma mater, this means a lot to Tennessee's coach.
Absolutely. Before we, I know we're done, but I don't know if y'all paid attention just ahead to next week, but apparently I got to watch the weather a lot for my job. But got a big hurricane out there looking like,
Another one.
I seen one model had it going towards Georgia, Bama, and Florida, and then another model had it going towards Louisiana. I really don't want it to hit us, but I also don't want it to hit you guys in Louisiana, so I don't know what to
we
wish
get
for.
we get hit, bro. We get hit, Louisiana, man.
I know if I didn't know before I met you guys, I'd be sitting here praying to the gods to go towards Louisiana.
Yeah, man. Hey, well, yeah, I got a shootout. It was a great show, bro. Good job, y'all.
Yeah, awesome.
Any final thing y'all want to say?
Nope, ready for football.
Let's go. I think we got a great slate today. Let's roll.
Yes, sir, man. See y'all throughout the day.
All right, man. See y'all.
Catch you guys.